Okay, this is a quick rundown on the selection tools for InDesign. It's a discussion really, I guess, because there's two of them. And so we're going to discuss why there's two different selection tools. If you've done them or used them in Illustrator before, you may have some inkling in how they work, but we'll go over them in InDesign. So just briefly, there's two. The first one looks like this. It's a white line with a black interior, and it's V is the shortcut key. This is called the selection tool, and well, it's normally used to deal with the frame itself, but we'll go over that. This one, the solid colored shape, that's an A as a shortcut key, and this handles the container or the contents of the frame. So let's go and have a look at InDesign itself. So here we have a couple of very common things that you would have in InDesign. One's an image and one's some text. Both of them are surrounded by boxes. So let's start with the selector tool. Okay. So the selection tool, its primary role is to move around the entire contents, right? So if I, for example, I'm just moving over, I want to move this picture, I can grab anywhere. I can grab up here, I can move the frame, the image follows. I can click on the picture and move over and the image follows. So it's basically saying I'm interested in the container as a whole. I can resize the frame. And they're the main things you can do. Now, same thing works for text. I can move the frame and the text follows. With images, they also have the selection tool also has this tricky little handle in the middle, which lets you actually move the image inside the frame. So, but generally speaking, when you just click anywhere on that frame, if you click and move, it's going to move the whole frame. Now, this is called the direct selection tool. Okay, the A is the shortcut key to this one. And it is slightly different. It lets us click on the interior of the frame itself. So we can, if we deal with the frame with this tool for an image, what we can do is we can select one of the points on the frame and we can distort the frame. And so we can say the frame looks like that. And the same thing happens with text. So I can distort this frame and the text follows it. The image, we can tell it to correct to the various bounds of the frame, but for the time being, we'll just leave it like that. So that's how it reacts to the frame. It also lets us just drag the image around, right? But what you'll notice is, so I'm dragging the image now just by clicking on it. You can see that it only displays where the image overlaps within the frame because we only display things that are inside a frame. And so that's really the difference between these two selection tools. The other thing to note is that with the selection tool, you can actually force it to select the image by double clicking on the image, and then you can move it around as though you'd clicked on the direct selection tool. But in general, a single click always is referencing the frame itself. And that's it for the selection tools in InDesign. Hope you learned something.